What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching Car Inside. It is a new week here on iRacing, and C-Fix heads to Rockingham Speedway, and boy, are we excited. Many emotions going on here right now in the world of Car Inside, because this is the very first time that the C-Fix trucks are having official races here at Rockingham since I've been on the service about 2 years ago. I've run two C-Fixed races at this speedway in league races. And I've been excited for these things to have a full week of officials. Hopefully, in our busy lives, we will get a chance to run many races here this week and actually put out some good content for you guys. I'm just going to be honest up front about this hot lap. I don't know where it stacks up. I don't have anything to go by in the past. Whenever I ran the league races here in the past, the pole was a 24.555, and you can see there our out lap where we just tossed away was a 24.498. Our hot lap's going to be 24.108, I believe. So we got a little question mark up in the air there to see how our hot lap stacks up to how these officials start going and the laps that we start laying down. But everything here is perfectly mimicking how the session is going to be set up. So I think what I've got here should be pretty quick. Hopefully it is. If for some reason what we have is a little wrong or a little off, I'm doing something wrong, pick up some time, I will be sure to post an update later on in the week for you guys to go by. But hopefully this lap will be something that can help you guys, and we can have some fun this week, because it's been honestly, it's been a terrible season so far on iRacing. The schedule has, in my opinion, been so bad, and I'm excited for this track here. So we're going to back it up here and show you guys the outlap. As you know, just kind of be easy, throw it away. This track is super bumpy, so be prepared for that. We are running a 16:1 steering ratio, 65% brake bias, and nothing in the offset. But as you guys know, generally on our outlap, we're on the top. Just try to get as much speed as we can. Whenever we were running the top here, we were lifting at the rock sign. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys now, the line that I normally run for extremely long runs throughout a race is I start lifting around this rock sign, and always kind of aiming toward the bottom there rather than how we're doing this. But that's kind of going to be the reference point for the race itself, is lifting somewhere around here, getting out of that throttle early, saving that right front, kind of modulating the throttle through the corner, through the entry in the middle to kind of keep the right front up off the ground just to slide us, but you don't want to push it too hard. But that was kind of that one, and then the rock sign on the front stretch is kind of the area to where we used to lift when it comes to Rockingham here in the ARCA cars. So we'll see how the trucks are. That was kind of how I was using it for our league races. That league content is on the is here on Car Inside under the Venom Truck Series tab, as well as the tab for live streams. So if you need a reference for how to run race trim, that is over there. But be aware the track was much slower then as it is now. I don't know what they've done in the update, but the track is much quicker now. So nonetheless, here we go. Hot lap, setting up for it. Lifting early, up near the top. Excuse me. Picking up the throttle there all the way around, just riding the wall, getting as much speed as you can. Kind of cut. You don't want to cut too far down on the bottom here on our leading to our hot lap, because you got to get back up kind of close to the wall. You're going to be lifting here and start applying brakes. So as you're coming by the rock sign, you can look between the rock and the safer barrier, somewhere here along halfway between those. There's not really anything to go by other than your judgment of knowing when you pass the rock sign and see that safer barrier, you start looking for it. You're going to lift, and you're going to start dragging the brake all the way down to the bottom. You want to aim for that yellow line. As you get to the yellow line at the bottom, you're kind of going to apex early. You're going to run a diamond, so you're going to have a double apex here. You're going to be lifting off and start modulating your gas pedal here. Get into it. You can't open it up all the way. You want to stay in as much as you can. As the truck starts to straighten up and drive off the bottom, you can watch my wheel, hear how I drive back. There's a very big, of all the bumps that are on this track, there's a very big dip here, and you're really going to feel that left front dig into it. And that's kind of going to be the point to where when you hit that, you can really get back in the throttle and drive straight up toward the wall. You want to avoid that as much as you can. If you're really low here, coming off the corner, not got enough speed carrying, the back end of the truck will step around. Be aware of that when you're trying to pass somebody during the race. So you get back in the throttle all the way off the corner there, wide open. Now here's the rock sign again. The next lap for the hot lap is going to be just a little different. I was driving it. I'm going to show you guys another lap that I done, but here's the one where I was driving it kind of deep into the corner, being a little more aggressive, and I'll show you why whenever we show you this next lap. But I drove almost to the bottom, and I started braking really hard here, and you're aiming for this, where this white line meets the yellow line. That's going to be your entry point, and you're actually going to hit this, and you're going to go straight. So hitting that, dragging the brake, and as soon as I can feel the truck start to rotate, you almost go up a full seam here to these black lines, and back in the throttle immediately, hard off. And you're thinking, well, why aren't you pinching the bottom? Well, I tried that relentlessly. I put a lot of laps into this. That is a 24.108. We drove up top and then drove back down to the bottom. And I avoided all of those bumps that were down here on the bottom. I was able to pick up the gas. It was a lot more stable and had a lot more speed, and we really drove off the corner really well there. And I tried and tried and tried my best to replicate it. And it could possibly be done. You may could gain some lap time if you're able to stay in it on the bottom and run through those bumps. But here's our hot lap. This is a lap. This is compared to our hot lap, 24.117 compared to our lap we just showed you, which was a 24.108. 108, 3 and 4, you're running the top. Okay, I'll show you guys this lap. Really smooth here, kind of the same deal. We're able to pick up the throttle just the slightest bit sooner here. I actually thought I was going to have a little better lap time. Able to pick up the throttle. Here we come into 3 and 4. Okay, so I didn't run as deep into the corner here on this lap. I lifted a little earlier and was able to get to the bottom. I didn't carry as much speed to wash out toward the top of the track. As you can see, we're still down here in the bottom, and we're getting back in the throttle. We're hitting those bumps. Watch the truck here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. See how much it's bouncing? It's bouncing and it's bottoming out. And because of that, we were scrubbing speed. Oh look, I barely lifted, stayed in it, drove up off the corner, did the best I could there, 24.117. So there may be a way to run the bottom there. You may, honestly, if I could have combined this portion of my lap here, what I was doing, and able to get back to the throttle just a hair sooner than I was the other lap that ended up being faster, and then combine that second half with this, then we may have had a lap that was in the zeros. But I have nothing to go by, no data from the past to look at or anything that we've done, hot laps to compare to know how this is going to stack up. The only way is to jump in those officials and see them as we start running those races, and try to do what we can here to put out the best content that we can. Hopefully this ends up being very relatable and helpful to you guys, to help you qualify up front here at Rockingham and staying out of trouble. We'll see as officials go on, but as I said in the beginning of the video, if we see something that changes, or a way to pick up some lap time, maybe a few tenths, and we will be sure to post that and provide an update for everybody to go by, and I'll let you guys know that for sure. So hopefully this is a big help. As always, appreciate you guys here on Car Inside for watching, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, all the support that you give. We're closing in on 1,000, and we keep ticking them off, about 10 or 15 a week, so pretty steady increase. Hopefully before too long we'll be up to 1K, so I appreciate you guys. It wouldn't be possible without all of your continued support. And as always, thanks for watching Car Inside. We'll see you guys next time.